Hi everyone, my name is Kristina Ayanian. We are live from Silicon Slopes. I'm here with Chandana Haque, the Executive Director of Altitude Lab. How are you today?
Great, thanks for having me, Kristina.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about Altitude Lab and how it got started.
Altitude Lab, we're a life science and healthcare startup incubator, and it really got started when a group of life science leaders here, Chris Gibson from Recursion, and a few others in the community felt like there was a real gap to support entrepreneurs in healthcare. So we provide everything from the table stakes real estate, lab space, office space, to the more complex resources like connections to investors, a community of entrepreneurs, CXOs and other mentors, and all the like tribal knowledge of how to get a business off the ground. So that's what we really serve, are like those pre-seed entrepreneurs and getting them to a financed situation when they leave us.
Yeah, that's awesome. It really sounds like you're reshaping the industry here. What is the healthcare startup scene here like?
It's, I was really shocked. I moved here from San Francisco, where it's been vibrant for more than 2 decades, right? And so really entrenched. And you from Boston, I hear like a really mature healthcare innovation system. So I was shocked when I came here to Utah in 2019 and just saw how much innovation was happening here. So, in the last couple of years, we've seen a number of IPOs and exits. So Clean Nanomedical, Owlet, Recursion, of course, all like showing that there's big movement, big innovation happening in the region, but it's also stemming from about 200 to 300 other small startups that are rapidly growing. I think the employment rate in healthcare entrepreneurship and startup, employment has grown like 30% over the last couple of years. So it's just lots of booming energy.
Yeah.
So what that means for Utah is that we have more innovators that are deciding to stay and build and create, and there's a lot more cross-pollination with tech and engineering, just creating a new type of ecosystem for Utah's innovators.
Yeah. Is there a common theme in the types of problems that startups at Altitude are trying to solve?
Yeah, so what we're seeing now is a huge inflection of technology and engineering in what we used to call traditional biotech or healthcare. And so we're seeing that a lot of our startup entrepreneurs are trying to apply efficiencies of scale, technologies to figure out what mysteries in the biological mechanisms that we read in textbooks and learn in school, like what can we exploit with computational strategies. And then similarly on the digital health side of the equation, we're also seeing a lot of innovation showing that digital health companies can take economy of scale and get more access to patients, higher rates of equality amongst different groups of patients, even things like adherence improvements. And so that's what we're observing at Altitude, are companies working on how to make healthcare more accessible, more cost effective, and more scalable, right? More efficient, so that it doesn't take $1 billion to get a drug to market, and we can start to see change in a really entrenched and difficult industry.
Yeah, absolutely. It really seems like the resources that you're providing these entrepreneurs are critical. And why is the diversity component of your mission so critical to Utah?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. So Altitude first and foremost focuses on developing the Utah's healthcare economy, but we do that with a view that diversity is critical to building an innovative ecosystem. So we really support women and minorities and their path to founding startups, because we know the data is out there in bucket loads now, that if you were trying to build an innovative startup, an innovative company, you need people from different backgrounds, different perspectives at the table to bring that creativity and jumpstart the process. So for us, the group of us really founding Altitude and building the Utah healthcare startup scene, we didn't want to ignore that. We really wanted to start at that point, focusing on building diversity within the industry as it's growing, rather than trying to backpedal and solve the problem later.
Right. And what is the outcome that you and Recursion want out of Altitude Lab?
Yeah, so Recursion's been like a huge partner for Altitude Lab in lifting the healthcare industry here in Utah overall. And really the passion there is to create more high growth companies, right? To create more innovation innovation and bring more people, more talent to the region. And so, a lot of times when companies decide to do incubators, it's for the purposes of M&A or trying to figure out like how we can nurture a certain part of their own technology platform. Here, it's really about building Utah, which is so special and different. I think it's really about getting more high growth companies, right? We want more nanocleats, more recursions, more outlets to like happen here in Utah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for all that you do, and thank you for joining us. We look forward to continue following your journey.
Yeah. Thanks, Kristina.
Thank you, everyone.